Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:36 a.m.
Alexa, what's today's date?
Today is Monday, August 19th.
Alexa, what is the quote for today?
Here is your quote for August 19th from Taylor Swift. Everybody has that point in their life where you hit a crossroads and you've had a bunch of bad days and there's different ways you can deal with it, and the way I dealt with it was I just turned completely to music.
Okay. What I got from that, y'all, is that music can help heal. There's this one song I always listen to by Yolanda Adams. When I need an emotional release, or, and it's Open My Heart. It's such a good song. And that helps me. I'm sure there are songs that you guys might listen to that just touch that part in your heart, give you what you need in that moment. It could be a turn-up song, giving you that confidence. It could be a church song, allowing you to connect more with your inner self, with God. Whatever it is, music can heal. When I said that made me think of Bob Marley. All right, today, I'm sorry I didn't have it set up, but I'm going to do a quick 4-minute warm-up. And then I believe we're on day 8 of the Ironborn workout program, which is 30 days. Yep, here we go. Day 8 is abs, which is good. I did terrible this weekend, y'all, with my eating. I went to McDonald's 3 times this weekend. Yes. And as I'm eating it, I'm like, oh, this is so good. But then I'm like, no. So this week I batch cooked. So I'm going to have a strict meal plan this week. All right, first let's do this warm up, then I'll show you the actual workout.
Can I get a tampon? Here you go. She deserves an upgrade to Tampax Radiant. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help with better protection. This textured grip
And
helps
since
with
we're
easy
doing
insertion
abs today,
and a
I
clean
don't have
seal wrapper
shoes
for
on.
tiny disposal.
Just my feet.
So upgrade to Tampax Radiant.
Just my feet.
This space and get ready to warm up.
This is a new chick.
All right, let's get into our warm up. We have knee pulls, alternating legs. Here we go. Really draw that knee in and pull up tall through the upper body.
I think it's 8 different workouts. Or exercises, excuse me. I gotta make sure I'm looking at the video to ensure I'm doing the exercise correctly. Last night when I did my nighttime routine, I seen that I did one of the exercises wrong. That happens from time to time, I notice.
Take those feet nice and wide, turning out from the hips. We have down, reach up. Good, drawing those knees back in space, using your breath here. All right, bring those feet a bit more parallel, side bend. Good, fold forward, soften through those knees, let everything fall, and then side bend the other side. Good. All right, reverse lunge. Nice and slow and controlled. Alternate legs. Good, long and strong through that upper body. Nice. 2 shoulder circles, 2 arm circles. Alright, place the heel forward, bend through the back leg. Reach and stretch through the hamstrings. Good, then switch legs. Straighten the front leg, bend the back leg. Good, flat through that back as you reach forward. Alright, reach for the sky. Take those elbows wide. Knee drive. Good, really resist through those arms. Pull the elbows down and back. Alright, squat and twist to finish off. Final move. Good, twisting through your center here. You got it. Alright, you made it. Okay, warm-up complete. If you feel ready for your workout, then hit the like.
Here's something that I wish I had known before I started making money on Amazon. 99% of people don't know this, but in
scripture to heart, then we'll understand.
So another podcast I listen to on YouTube is a Dear Future Wifey podcast. It's a good one. So this is one that I started yesterday. So I'll just finish it out. It's called, in case y'all are interested, Epic Surprise Guest Kicked by Latarius R. Winfield. This was 7 months ago. Check out the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I really enjoy it. All right. So day 8, 4 exercises, 4 times each. Elbow plank leg raise, 10, 8, 8, 6 per leg. 4 sets up and down planks, 10, 8, 8, 6. 4 sets of elbow plank, 30 seconds each. 4 sets of side elbow plank, 30 seconds each side. Change on the fly. Show you. All right, leg kicks, 10 per leg, so it's 22.
That we may be the gatekeeper to someone else's deliverance. That we may be the gatekeeper to someone else's deliverance. Why do I say that? The Bible says that people are overcome, meaning that they get over whatever situation they're going through by the word of our testimony, by the fact that we are sharing things that we've been through that God brought us out of, and by the blood of the Lamb, knowing that if it had not been for the grace of God, where will I be? To share that with the world, to share that with your community, to share that with your family. Do you realize I talk to a lot of people, And their own family members don't even know some of the stuff they're going through on a daily basis. I'm talking about immediate family. I'm talking about mom, dad, or brother and sister. You just suffering in silence because we're afraid of what they may think about us. One of the things that God delivered me from, I think that was in 2010. No, I think that was 2010. Either 2008, 2010. God said, if I can deliver you from people's opinion, I could actually use you. I could actually use you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, I grew up caring about what people thought about me. I wanted to, be liked. I wanted to be affirmed. My love language is words of affirmation. So then what does that look like in the reverse? If someone doesn't approve of me, it will hurt me. It will make me be like, well, what can I do to seek their approval? But when God told me that years ago, I said, I don't know how to get to a place where I don't care about people's opinion about me. And then I went through this really dark season. I've heard me share that before about even going through the infidelity in my marriage. And going through that dark season, I said, God can't heal what I won't reveal. What did that look like for me? It looked like me facing myself. It's a song by a great prophet. And the words was, I'm looking at the man in the mirror, Prophet Michael Jackson. And I'm asking him to change his ways. Think about that. If we could all operate in a place of accountability, where you're looking at the man in the mirror, asking him to change his ways. And in that season, I said, you know what? I gotta come clean. And I went through this program at my church, and it was called Celebrate Recovery. When I tell you in that program, in Celebrate Recovery,
30-second plank.
They broke us into groups, males and females, and then they broke us down to smaller groups depending on the group size. And it was about 17 people, 17 men in my group. And we went through these workbooks where we began to excavate trauma, pain, unmet expectations. And I remember going through the program and I started saying that I dealt with a sexual addiction. My first 2 times going there, I said, you have to introduce yourself. You say, you introduce yourself by who you are in Christ first. Hello, I'm a mighty man of valor. And then, who you are in Christ, and then who you are on this earth, basically by your government name. And so I would say, hi, I'm a mighty man of valor, walking after God's calling.
30-second side plank.
My name is Terrence. No, then I forgot. Then you say your addiction or what you're struggling with. So I said, hi, I'm a mighty man of valor, walking after God's calling in my heart. I struggle with sexual addiction. My name is Lateris. And I said that the first 2 times, and then God said, you don't struggle with sexual addiction. I said, yes, I do. I cheat on my wife. He said, no, you struggle with codependency issues. I said, codependent? I ain't no drug addict. What am I codependent on? I'm not codependent. God said, you're codependent on people's opinion. You're codependent on people's affirmation of you. And I said, wow. I mean, who wouldn't want people to affirm them? And it's a 2-edged sword. You'll find oftentimes in your life that your strength can also be your weakness. And so though my love language was words of affirmation, my deficiency was codependency. My deficiency was codependency. And so that means that when my needs weren't affirmed, then I began to seek outside attention, outside of my marriage, to get whatever those needs were, to get those pom-poms shaking, to get that hoorah, you're an awesome man, the terrorist. And I sought outside attention in order to fill a void in my life. A lot of you are privately going through some things in your life. This new year, the calendar changed. It went from 23 to 24. And you're still wrestling with the same issues, still struggling with the same stuff. I want to encourage you to let go and let God. I remember they used to say it all the time, let go and let God. I was
Same.
like, that doesn't, what does that really mean? And when it sounds very simple, but it really is that simple. To truly let go of everything that's been weighing you down and letting God take control. Let go, let God. Because when you're real with yourself, you look back at the situation, you go, hey, it's been 5 years that you've been struggling with the same stuff. 3 years, 2 years. You've been wrestling with this porn addiction since you was in high school, freshman year in high school. You've been struggling with alcoholism since you turned 21 and got your first drink. You've been struggling, you've been taking edibles and smoking weed all the time. Whatever it is that your issue, sexual addiction, whatever it is, you've been struggling with this thing for X amount of years. When are you going to let go?
8 legless. We'll turn this way this time.
This is a season, I believe, in 2024, you're hearing a lot of people being exposed. Getting exposed for the stuff that they've been doing in the dark. It's all over social media. Exposure. It's interesting because one of the things that we desire, those that are ambitious and aspire for certain levels, you want exposure. If you're an actor or a singer or whatever you are in the entertainment arena, even in corporate America, you want your strengths to be exposed to your boss so that they can possibly give you a raise or upgrade your position. So you're looking for exposure. But what happens when your skeletons get exposed? You don't like that too much, do you? I wouldn't like that. So one of the things that we have to do is take our time and begin to start cleaning up that stuff, especially if you're believing and praying and asking God to increase your influence. And you want God to increase your influence, well, you might want to take time to clean it up so that the world isn't exposed. Or because what the devil wants more is to take you to great heights and then bring you all the way back down. Bring you all the way back down because you didn't deal with those skeletons in the closet. So that's just a little cautionary tale for you to start doing the work, go through therapy, go through healing. It takes a lot to face that man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson, like the prophet Michael Jackson said. It takes a lot of great work. It took me a lot of work. A lot of times people ask me, Terrence, how are you able to go before thousands of people, tens of thousands of people actually, and be vulnerable? Man, let me tell you something. It ain't always been like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was one of the things that was the hardest for me to do, is to show the scars in my hand, like Jesus Christ did, to show the nail prints in his hand. It was hard to show the thorns in my side, to show the chinks in my armor. But when God told me where I am weak, he is made strong. It's a heart posture and a mindset of empowerment. Because I can walk around and fake it till I make it. I can act like I got it all together, but I can be straight up, honest, and vulnerable and share with people I don't have it all together. I remember I made a post on Facebook before I ever did the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I would post stuff on my Facebook page of vulnerability. I remember I talked about my foreclosure. I remember one time I made a post about my car getting repossessed, and then me trying to get another car, and my credit was jacked up, and I had this crazy interest rate. Let me tell y'all something. I had an interest rate on a Chevy Avalanche truck of 18.75%. Whew. I didn't know no better, y'all. Man, I was like, I made a post about that. I made a post about me having bad credit at that time. Since then, I built my credit up. I have amazing credit now. But in that vulnerability, when I began to share about me having bad credit during that season, other people started reaching out saying, wow, man, I got bad credit too. And I said, this is what I'm going to do to build my credit. I went and got me a little secure credit card, a little $400 secure credit card. And I used that to start building my credit back up. I had a foreclosure on my record. Since then, that's been expunged. But it's, to be vulnerable like that gave other people hope. People that were suicidal, feeling like that they failed their families, that they lost it all, gave them hope and reassurance that, hey, they ain't the only ones going through it. And so, yeah, whatever you're going through right now, you ain't the only one. You are not the only one facing whatever it is that you're facing. And I want you to be aware of that. Oh, no, bro. Oh, no, bro. Brianna. No, see, you done start the interview without me, bro. Oh, man, you ain't right for that, man. Come on, man. I was hoping you didn't. You told me the interview was gonna start at 3:30. I was hoping you didn't. You know what I'm saying? And then here you are starting. Man, you halfway through with it. You know what I'm talking about? See, man, you sneaky, bro. You sneaky. So let me ask you the question. I don't need you asking me questions. Let's run this back to let's say
So real quick, take a
by the
quick
way,
break.
my name Terry. Cause you wasn't gonna introduce me. You disrespectful and stuff. My name Terry. I ain't got no last name. Laws after me, so I ain't gonna give you my last name. You know, I ain't giving you out my.
So that's him, the other dude that came in. That's supposed to be, I guess, you know, the old self, I guess. I didn't understand the first one I started watching yesterday, and I seen that he was coming on. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? It's the first time. But I guess he's showing like the other side of him, the old him, or the him that he could be. Like, you know, we all have that other side of us. So this is supposed to be his other side. He's having that conversation with his other side. I thought this was actually dope. All right. I ain't gonna stall no more.
You know what I'm talking about? But listen, about a year ago, you was on this podcast crying. You was crying over that little girl. You still crying over that little girl? I ain't trying to throw no shade. I'm just saying, bro. You was crying over. See, listen to Terrence. Your problem is you be coming off a little weak. You know what I'm talking about? I know that sounds a little disrespectful, but I ain't trying to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You're real beside yourself right now. Why would you go on a podcast with this many people and you over here crying over some shit? See, if you was like me, I wouldn't even let nobody know that I was even dating nobody. Especially, I ain't finna go take no L's. You think I'm finna take an L and let people know that she ended up breaking up with me? Oh, no, bro. You wild in the mud. Well, let me ask you a question, and I want you to answer because you're over looking crazy right now. I see you looking crazy, looking real crazy. I want to ask you a question. Have you healed from that heartbreak? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I healed through radical acceptance. You know, radical acceptance. I remember Faith Jenkins, she came on the podcast, and she was talking about radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is when you accept people's truth. You sure lean on God. So, you over here talking about God. So, you say it's God. I didn't say that about God. Helped you heal from that heartbreak. Yes, God helped me.
Last round. I'm only doing 3.
God allowed me to. I saw that episode. You said something about, you know, don't get under one to get over another, all that nonsense. I don't know where you feel like that ain't the answer. Because that's the answer for me. Let me tell you something. I would have run about, say about 7 chicks 1 week. 7 chicks 1 week. Toxic masculinity. I would have been fully healed after 1 week. But here you are taking, how many months? Let me ask you this. How many months did it take for you to realize that you were finally able to let that relationship go? About 3. Oh, see, nah. Around 3. Couple days tops for me. But you're not me. So, okay, answer this. You've been traveling around to all these islands and stuff. I saw you kicking it at Jamaica. I'm mad at you because you didn't invite me. Yes, I'm still salty about that. But you went to Jamaica. You went to the Bahamas. You went to Cabo. Like, you tell me you wasn't out there, like, smashing no chicks out there? Absolutely not. Bro, what is wrong with you? Why does there have to be something wrong with me? When in Rome, you supposed to do what? I wasn't in Rome. I'm talking, it's still the same thing, bro. You trying to be funny. But if you're going to be on these islands, bro, you're supposed to be getting it in. That is not a good testimony. Oh, God. See, you need to square them up. Say, listen, next question I got to ask you. You know, are you still interested in getting married? Absolutely. All this work that I've been doing would not be worth it. Go with me real quick. The reason why I'm asking you this for a reason. Go with me for a reason. Go with me real quick on this. Wow. If you just stay single, because I see women comment, they say that you ain't even really looking to be in a relationship. Because they say, I ain't say this, I'm saying what they said. They said if you really looking for a relationship, you would have been married by now. Listen, I was almost married last year. So you don't agree with that? I'm looking for my purpose partner. There you go with that purpose partner stuff. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably telling on myself, but I done hacked into your IG. You did. Don't report me. You're a snitch if you do. But I done hacked in your IG. I see women that be DMing you, and you like what? You don't be trying to holler at these chicks. No. Like you don't be flying them in. You know what I'm saying? No. I mean, if it's a woman that catches my attention, yes, I will respond back. But I'm not trying to. So that's what I'm talking about. So these women may be accurate in this, boy, but that you really don't want to be married. Just because I don't care about this one comment. I saw this one comment with this lady said that you respond to it. You asked me questions that you make too much money with this podcast being single, so there's no way you want to get married. Because if you get married, you got to give all this up. That don't matter to me. I will give it all up for my wife. I'm telling you, I don't care about this podcast. Huh? What did you just say? So, no, hold on. You said something, I want you to repeat yourself. There's no way you want to get married, because if you get married, you got to give all this up. This network reached out to me last year, right? And they said, what are your goals with this podcast after you get married? I said, well, my goal is to knight another bachelor to take over the podcast, and then I continue producing it, and then that bachelor goes on this journey. They said, hold on, so you tell me you would just give it up? I said, yeah, and then my future wife, we would start a podcast together and move forward. And they said, hold on, that's not good for our business, because let's say if you met your wife after 1 month of signing the contract, then y'all get married and then it's a wrap. And then they said, why don't you bring your wife on the podcast and y'all continue on this journey together? And y'all can bring other couples on and do that. I said, you know what? That is a good idea. So it opened my mind up to say, I don't have to just dissolve the podcast or knight another bachelor to take over. That my purpose partner and she come on the yellow couch and we continue with this journey together. So you're gonna bring your future wifey on the podcast. Y'all gonna just pick it up from there and roll with it. Yes, I will bring my future wifey on the podcast, and people can see the journey from beginning when I was single all the way until I got married. And I think that would be a brilliant idea. What you got to say about that? Huh? I don't hear you saying that. Okay, thank you. So let me ask you this. Oh, now you want to ask me something. You always talk about how hard it is to get for fellas to come to the podcast. Yeah. Now, the reason why, I'm going to tell you the reason why. You got all the answers. See, you got a huge woman following. Yeah. And so, these women, they lack accountability. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm one of the red pill community dudes. Don't start on road with that either. But what I'm talking about, the fellas be saying that these women lack accountability. I believe that, I ain't say that, they say that. I agree, but I didn't say that. But I'm saying that people like to make it like everybody. I hate speaking in absolute. I agree, but I'm saying that yes, as with anybody, a lot of people lack accountability. You gotta kind of like, let me see how you gotta come off. You gotta come off like you are holding women accountable. What your own podcast is? You got all the answers to being single. Good Lord, what about that? saying that, but I agree. It's women's fault. It's women's fault. Let me tell you something. It's this little shorty I was dating, right? Little shorty I was dating one day. You know what I'm saying? I dated her about what? It was a short time, about 5 years. I was dating her about 5 years.
It's a short time to date somebody.
And you know what I'm saying? And she had a problem. Let me tell you this. She had a problem that I didn't want to be exclusive with her. And I said it takes me a little bit more time to decide if I want to really be with you. It's only been 5 years.
It's only been 5 years.
So that's her fault. Her fault is she putting pressure on me to try to get in an exclusive relationship with her.
Okay.
You know, I don't even use terms like exclusive. I heard her say that so many times that I said, all right, that's the, you know, evidently that's the word of the day. You know what I'm talking about? Exclusivity. So she started trying to be exclusive with me. I said, man, listen,
It's just funny.
you can't force me into a relationship. You know what I'm
She
saying?
should have left you
I
year
said,
one.
I've only been dating you for 5 years.
Only 5
What
years.
you think about that? Am I in the wrong? I mean, keep it real with me. Am I in the wrong or was she in the wrong?
You're in the wrong.
Period. I knew you were gonna say that. See, you ain't gonna never hold the woman accountable. I did nothing wrong. I showed her who I was. You know what I'm talking about? She act like she could deal with it. I roll with it. After 5 years, she get mad because I don't want to be exclusive with her.
You were with a
She
woman,
mad because I'm messing around with these other chicks.
and you were also messing around. See, that's the stuff that I tell women to.
You gonna always take your women.
No,
side.
I'm saying
Yes, you do.
they should avoid guys
Yes, you
like
do.
you. That's not intentional.
Yes, you do.
That want to play games.
Oh, we do this all day. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
No, I
do.
don't.
Yeah, let me ask you this real quick. So you interviewed Danae Jackson, right?
Right.
Then you turned around and interviewed her husband, Derek Jackson.
Yep.
A lot of women got mad at you about that, and that's why I be talking about. Women don't be wanting the truth. So here you are, you interviewing the brother. A lot of women got upset about that, to the point that why don't you tell people how much money you lost during that interview?
I'm not gonna say that.
No, you keep it lit. No, you believe in keep it lit. Tell the truth. How much money did you lose doing that interview?
My income was cut in half on YouTube after that.
Cut your YouTube income in half for the rest of that year.
Right.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely. I believe that was only fair. I had a conversation with his wife on the podcast, and she spoke about a lot of stuff. And I believe that if you're going to do a well-balanced interview, then why take somebody to court without them being able to state their own case? And so I created the safe space for Derek Jackson to share his truth about whatever he went through, because I really want to hear how I'm really into hearing the mindset of someone. And so I find it very interesting and I've been wanting to talk to Derek for a long time. As a matter of fact, I even mentioned it. If you go back and watch in Danae's interview, I asked her, would Derek come on the podcast? I felt like he never would come on, but to my amazement, he decided to come on and share a story, and I welcomed it.
Bro, you better than me, because there ain't no way. I ain't finna let nothing get in the way of my paper. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you too busy trying to heal the world, and you think people really want to know the truth about certain stuff, and you think people will like to look at a Derek Jackson and extract what you call gems and all this stuff, extract gems and try to learn from other people's mistakes or whatever. I'm about that paper. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
It does not mean
You need to be more about your paper, bro. You just got this nice house that you bought. You can't be playing around with that. You're going to be sitting up there getting foreclosed on. You got to go find interviews. Listen. I'm trying to get the game. You need to do interviews like, what's the dude? Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay. Boy, they need to have me on Club Shay Shay. Let me tell you something. If they have me on Club Shay Shay, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I would do way more views than Cat Williams. Let me tell you something. Because I'll be snitching on everybody. I tell on everything. You know what I'm talking about? I would tell everything. But see, you need an interview like that so you can get your paper up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know you ain't gonna listen because
That
you
is not
always talk
even-
about you choose people based upon how
people-
God, guide you or whatever. The God tell you gonna lose half your income doing that interview. Did he tell you that? You ain't gonna answer me? You just gonna ignore me? All right. You still in your feelings about it? Oh, okay. All right.
It was great talking to you, but it's time for me to go finish up my podcast.
So you don't
No, I don't want to talk to you no more.
All right, y'all, that's it. I gotta take a shower, get the baby up and ready for the day. It is 7:11 a.m. I'm on perfect timing. Did an ab workout today. This is the true ab. Not tucked in. Yeah, mosquito bite right there. Now, this is it sucked in. Sometimes this naturally happens when I'm working out. Ooh, ooh, true ab. You know, they say abs are built in the kitchen. So if you out here eating terrible and working out, you ain't really gonna see no results down there. You gotta eat good, eat healthy, and work out. They go in tandem. All right, y'all, do something positive today for your mind, your body, your soul, and of course for someone else. Y'all take care.